We have in this week's Parsha, Vayechi, Yaakov blesses his grandchildren, Ephraim and Manasseh. And part of that blessing is he tells them that generations, future generations of Israel, of the Jewish people, will also be blessing their sons with this very same blessing. This blessing that their children should be like Ephraim and Manasseh. And this in fact is our custom. Fathers the world over, on Friday night after shul, they bless their children that their children should be like Ephraim and Manasseh. Rabbi Yerucham Levovitz of Mir, the Mir Meshkiach, asked the question, why them? What makes them more special? We have other very great people in our history, in the Torah. So why specifically Ephraim and Manasseh? And the answer is that when Yaakov blessed them, this really was his blessing he wanted to give to Yosef and to Yosef's children. And he poured his all into this blessing. Everything. This blessing is full of all he has to give. All the plenty within him, all the abundance. The blessing is the fullest type of blessing possible. That's what makes this blessing very, very special. He gave his all to this blessing, to this bracha. We can add to the idea that it's also the blessing was given at the end of his life. It's the culmination of all of his life, and he himself is the culmination of the three forefathers. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, he's called the choice one of the forefathers. And therefore, he is the culmination of the forefathers, and he is giving his blessing to the new generations, the generations which will follow the forefathers, which will follow the footsteps of the forefathers, and therefore the bracha he gives is the absolute ultimate bracha. There is no better bracha. Therefore this is the bracha we want to give to our children. Rabbi Yerucham brings an example of this from the Talmud also, the example of this idea. It says that Eov, or as we know him as Job, in his early days was very much blessed. He had tremendous prosperity, health, wealth, children, everything went well from him. And in fact the Talmud says that people would strive to do business with him, because if they received even a penny from his hands, they were guaranteed all types of prosperity. In other words, that penny which had been in Yov's hands was itself a link to his blessing, to his heavenly blessing, and therefore it guaranteed their blessing. They could be sure that they would have tremendous success from just having this connection with Eov. So this is the same idea here. We want to connect with Yaakov's blessing to his grandchildren, and to receive this blessing as well. For our part though, we have to attach ourselves to the blessing. We have the ultimate blessing, but we have to receive the blessing. We have to receive the blessing from its source, and also we have to try and connect to the source of all blessing. The source of all blessing, the Creator. Once we can connect to this source of the blessing, so we can be sure that there will be blessing and fullness and plentifulness and wonderful abundance and prosperity and goodness in our lives as well.